The New York Jets dropped their season opener at home to the Baltimore Ravens 24-9. A lot of players have been coming under fire about Sunday's performance, but one player in particular definitely has me concerned. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I am watching K99. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like what you're watching, please take the time to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share it with a friend. I appreciate you helping me spread the word about this channel. Now, as many of you may know by now, were in attendance for the Jets-Ravens game. And while you're in the stands, it's kind of hard to get a feel for the full picture of what's going on in the trenches during the game. But one player's performance in retrospect does have me a little bit extra concerned. That player is left guard Laken Tomlinson. Now, when the Jets signed Tomlinson this offseason, this was a guy that every Jets fan, certainly me, was figuring this guy is going to be money in the bank. I mean, think about it. He's very balanced with his run blocking ability and his pass blocking ability. You know, he's played for the 49ers with Robert Saleh. He knows him well. He's a great zone blocker, which fits the Mike LaFleur offense. He's coming off a Pro Bowl appearance last year. Pro Football Focus, if you want to put any stock in what they have to say, said he graded at a 97.7% pass blocking efficiency, and that was about in the 70 percentile for all guards. And his first game, you know what, even coming into the game, it's like we didn't hear too much said about Tomlinson one way or another, but you know, you might have heard a few rumblings here and there that the line's not really in gear yet, and Tomlinson's allowed a little bit of pressure up the middle, but you didn't take it. I didn't really take any of that too seriously. Now, we know that the offensive line has had no time to play together. They're constantly having to reshuffle the deck as the injuries continue to mount. But Tomlinson is really needing to be the leader of this offensive line. He is the experience on an offensive line that is very young, and especially with Dwayne Brown injured, and he needs to set the example, show how to really zone block, has to mentor the guys like Elijah Vera Tucker. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to do that. Well, in this first game, Joe Flacco was pressured 18 times. Of those 18 pressures, 8 of them were allowed not by AVT, not by Connor McGovern, who a lot of Jets fans have been riding pretty hard, not even by the rookie, Max Mitchell, who's been pressed into starting duty way sooner than we expected. No, 8 of those 18 pressures were allowed by Laken Tomlinson. That is very scary to me, because if we don't have the solidarity in the middle of that offensive line, you know, it struggled on Sunday. If we can't get the guards and the center solidified, you can forget about any kind of a running game. It's just not going to happen. And you can forget also about, no matter who's a quarterback, you can forget about them having time to throw. And we've been saying it. When the quarterback in this system gets some time to throw, we now have players who can get separation. You know, and we have a pretty creative offensive play caller. Certainly he seemed to show that in the second half of last year. But I got to tell you, everything starts up front. Like Tomlinson said, admitted after the game. He said, quote, "We have to do a better job of protecting the ball, and it starts up front." You know what? He better recognize that he had a crap game, because he did. So you could talk to me all you want about Joe Flacco. You could talk to me about the safety play. You know, you can talk about whatever you like. The tight end's not being utilized properly. But you know what? It's all about the offensive line, especially with this team. And Joe Douglas has put a lot of money and a lot of draft capital in it. Laken Tomlinson, to me, should be a surefire bet as any to succeed, and that is not what we have seen so far. So let's see what happens this Sunday against Cleveland. I'll be watching closely, and I know you will too. All right, I'll see you back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.